All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Adam Papagan. Welcome to another episode of There's a Place, the ASMR talk show. The show that feels good to hear. Welcome, everybody. I tell you, I was eating hearty today. Basically, have been eating all day long. And that's a good thing. Started the day off, slept in a little bit, had breakfast with my girlfriend, a little coffee, a little avocado sandwich. Just kind of, start the day off, spending time together real nice. From there, I went immediately to meet David Liebehart, old friend, one of my oldest friends at this point. Been through a lot together. Went to Del Taco, my favorite restaurant. Ate a little bit more there. Immediately after that, I met a friend of mine who lives on a hippie commune. He gave me a tour of the commune, and then we ate vegan food from a hippie market just down the road, way up in the mountains in Altadena. And then I left, and I met Adam Bennett, the director of this show, and we talked about the future of There's a Place, as well as a new show we're working on called Starcase, over some great Japanese food here in Boyle Heights, an old historic restaurant. And, I was at restaurants all day. Not all day. Well, the first meal was at home. But I didn't eat a lot. I chose to parse it out. I didn't eat much because I wanted to be able to just enjoy a little bit of food with all the people I had to meet with and share a conversation with. And what better way could there be to spend a day than just eating good food, talking to people, and living it up. Sometimes it's not so much the food you're eating, but the people and the places you're eating it with. I don't know. Did you guys hear those buzzers, those space noises? It's pretty cool. Probably ringtone or something. My guest tonight is a very funny comedian, very quickly becoming a fixture among the local LA comedy scene. He runs a great open mic out of the garage at the alley behind the Food for Less in Koreatown. Please welcome Victor Martinez. Hey Victor, good to see you. Yeah. Do you like to do, I know Facebook, you're Victor Martinez Jr.? Is that part of your stage name?
I don't know. I never really...
You haven't decided yet.
I only ever had a stage name in Canada. I went to Canada for a year to do film school for makeup for film and television. And the first time I did an open mic there, the first night I was there, I signed up as Victor Texas Heat because I'm from Texas and I was the only Texan on the Canadian scene right there. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to stand out. So that's the only time I've ever had a stage name. But other than that, it's just varied between Victor and Victor Martinez Jr.
Okay. So I'm already seeing this is going to be a problem. The mic, and then I lost mine. They like it to be kind of flipped up.
Cool.
Oh.
Son of a bitch.
I'm so sorry. I know I don't know you that well, so it's weird.
This is wonderful.
Okay. Well, if you're into it, it's okay.
It's okay. I don't have a personal space. There.
Okay.
Whatever I can do. It's my titties. That's what it is.
Oh, no, you're a handsome guy, Victor.
They're making...
It's my mic.
It's yours. You're over here. You're fucking with me. Okay.
What are we doing, man?
As long as we're being quiet. Your pack completely fell off, dude. Is my mic off? As long as...
Oh, yeah, I'm getting some ass here.
Cool.
Thank you, Dirk, for coming. Oh, yeah, yours is done.
Cool.
Just lay it here.
Alright, cool.
Mine's busted.
I'm good.
Yeah, that's the end of it.
Oh no.
Does it need a new battery, you think?
Maybe. How do you turn it on?
Let's see. Just hold it down.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
Yep.
All right, we're back on track.
Cool.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry for all of that.
I think it's a little up.
Should have done it better. I'm sorry. Well, Victor.
This is cool. I'm glad I'm here.
A little garage-like.
So we're still in front of that chick's house?
Yeah, this is Nicole Simpson's house.
Damn.
Where we are.
It's crazy. She got her head cut off.
Almost.
Almost. Really? Like from either, like he just missed a couple veins?
No, probably what happened is he came out of the bushes and grabbed her and put his hand over her mouth and then held the knife up here and kind of like dragged it across her throat.
He was pissed.
He was pissed, and there's parts where there's like deeper wounds. So one forensic scientist thought that as the gashes got deeper, he was like talking to her like, "You're gonna cheat on me? Like you're gonna run?" Like, you know, like that's kind of like what would happen in a movie. I don't know if people actually do that.
The juice. He did it, man.
Yeah.
Fuck. I mean, for a second there, I was like, why not his son? But his son is small. He was kind of just.
His son had no
skinny,
motive.
You know, other than being upset or shit.
They shouldn't go to a
Other
restaurant.
than looking weird. He looked really weird. The picture they showed of him, he looked really fucked up.
I mean, the media has an agenda, so.
Yeah. It's just cool. It's just the whole thing.
Yeah.
Really interesting because it's still, the event, it's still like the butterfly effect is still happening. Like the Kardashians wouldn't have existed.
TMZ.
The whole, it's just like, it's a big stack of cards and it's real like wobbling off of this event. It's like a big pillar.
Mm-hmm. Right before the internet came out too, and now the internet is like the thing. Everyone uses it all the time.
And there was seeds for it, you know, like Bruce was at the fucking court thing.
Yeah.
So like they were banging around that time too. That's just wild. It's just all so interesting.
So it's like the biggest thing that ever happened.
Yeah.
The biggest, I was actually thinking about that.
It couldn't have been planned, but it's just interesting to watch unfold.
Sometimes something happens that really is perfect.
And it's all just sex. That's all it is. The base
And
of it.
racism and sports and money.
Real simple things that are driving a country and like captivating an entire nation. Pretty fun.
The biggest trial since the crucifixion.
Yeah.
You know, that was a big deal too. They founded a whole religion based on that trial.
It's the money behind it. It's the coverage. I mean, this woman's ass cheeks are I mean, they're just, there's people who don't know about books that are aware of the Kardashians. Like, there's people that like still think that witches are alive and shit, but they know at the same time about like a big ass. That's a topic, and it's like something that everyone shares.
Well, that's something, like, they became famous. There's things that are popular. Then there's things that are famous. Like
Eternity. Like, I mean,
you can't escape it.
beyond their death, it's only gonna get bigger. And they're only gonna like paint them in a better light after too. Like the only shitty things that come up are because they're alive. That's so cool. That's what everyone's going for.
Yeah, the
And
memorial
they're
and
doing
bells.
well. They're doing good.
Yeah.
Like, it's like they were fucking, they wanted it. That whole family. What were you gonna say?
But what other, I don't know. I try not to think too much about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the shit I'm doing is boring. It's just, I bet, you know, if you looked at the history of any family, if everyone was paying attention to it, it'd be interesting enough.
Would you want that life as a reality television star?
For me, personally, it wouldn't hurt my feelings. I'm prepared for it. But everyone that I came from and everyone around me that I love, they don't want it, you know? And I have one niece who's like semi-interested in that type of attention. And me, I don't know if I wanted the attention as much as to impress people when I do get the attention. Kendrick Lamar has a lyric talking about like, and it's, fuck, I wish I could remember it off the top of my head. It's like something to the extent of like an outgoing outcast or someone who's so shut in, but when they do show themselves, they really want to impress. It's a certain lyric that he says. It's in one of his newest songs, but that's the best way I can describe myself. You know, it's like, yeah, I don't know if I'm ready for the attention outside of what I'm trying to perform, but I bet I could handle it. And the responsibility and all that shit.
Well, as a comedian, you are looking for a certain degree, and a large degree for that matter, of attention, of approval from strangers, from your peers or whatever, which is like all comedians, that's what they say. That's why they go into whatever, or any kind of act or anything, kind of where you put yourself out there. Was there a moment or an incident for you where that you can trace it all back to, or a feeling of like, oh, that's why I seek the approval of strangers?
I wish. There was a few moments in high school whenever I was making all my friends crack up that I realized that it was more a goal for me than it was to other than the fact that it came to me naturally or whatever. I also enjoyed it at the same time, and I wanted to really get good at that. And
but why do you think that feeling of making your friends laugh is so enjoyable that you would rearrange your life to pursue doing it professionally?
It was already important to me to look at the brighter side of things, and I take a lot of it's a relief. I think about it a lot. There's people who are born it's what, 7 billion? 7 something?
6, 7, it's a lot.
6, 7? I don't know how many percentage of them want attention, but not that many if you look at the numbers, right?
How many can get the attention?
How many can do that, and how many let it come to them? How many wake up in the morning seeking it, and and then are good at it naturally that they don't even know it, and that's not their thing. I think it's more important that they don't enjoy it, because anybody who's going to devote their lives to it probably enjoys it a little bit. And I definitely am looking forward to devoting my life to it. 23 years in now, I figured it out about middle school, but I really wanted to I didn't want to just, I was a class clown, so I wish sometimes that I could understand what it is to not find this important. Because there's people who just, my dad, he just wants to have a family. That was the goal. That was the whole life. He did a good job. He got grandkids. He did it, I wish it was that simple.
Is your dad Victor Martinez Sr.?
Mm-hmm.
Does he like comedy? Is he a fun guy?
Yeah.
Or is he just kind of
He's
one
more strict
one
and
note?
stern
Yeah.
than me, but he can be fun. I definitely can see where I got my sense of humor from him. Compared to my mother, she doesn't have a sense of humor. She's too Spanish to understand American humor at all. She never understood anything I was doing. It still doesn't. She thinks it's pretty. That's all she'll say. It's pretty, Mio. Yeah, it's pretty. So it's not her approval. But I don't know. He doesn't necessarily like comedy though. He likes movies and shit. Yeah, we used to go to the movies all the time. That was our, some people play catch and shit. We went to the movies. But yeah.
Just any movie, or did he
Any movie. Yeah, he took me to The Matrix. All of them.
How old were you when The Matrix came out?
I don't know. Too young to watch it.
Yeah, that's an R-rated movie.
Too young to watch it. I watched all the movies when I was too young to watch them.
I have a friend whose father took him out of school to see Terminator on the opening day when he was in elementary school.
That's really cool. I do that to my kid too.
But you can that's one of those moments you can trace it and just that explains everything that happened after that.
I know, right? I bet it could if I look back.
Makes you kind of not take things seriously that a lot of people tell you should take seriously, but in actuality aren't really a big deal.
There's something about it.
So it's good though. You remember The Matrix. What did you learn in school? What would you have been doing on that day otherwise?
Nothing that stood out enough. I really got in really good with my teachers. They all liked me, and that's probably why I passed all my classes, because I did the bare minimum.
That goes a long way.
Yeah.
Being likable to the teacher.
Mm-hmm. I didn't care that some of the students didn't like me for it, but yeah, I even hit on some of my teachers. I added one on Facebook. See how that goes. She's hot. She's my, I think she's my fucking third. What's the third one? It's a sophomore reading teacher. Kind of hot. Can't remember her name.
Well, check out Facebook.
Yeah, she's on there. I sent the request. I don't know if she'll add me. But
There's always tomorrow, man.
yeah, I remember from The Matrix. I like that. I like that feeling. The idea. I understood the whole concept immediately. It's kind of funny how it's barely catching on now, actuality, everyone's fucking talking about it. But The Matrix was kind of the start of the Wachowskis, man. They're both chicks now.
Yeah. Lana and Laura or something.
Both of them chicks.
Yeah.
They were born brothers. They were
Twins
sisters.
though. They have the same genes.
Yeah.
So if it's a genetic type thing, if one has it, then the other would be very likely to have it.
They were twins?
I think they're twins, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, even if they're brothers, though.
One of them was years ahead of the other one. I remember that.
Who's probably born first?
Yeah.
The older twin. Older brother.
That's funny. I was born 20 hours ahead of my baby mama.
Oh, so you guys are exactly the same age.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you guys meet?
Freshman year high school. We have the same history class.
High school sweetheart.
Yeah, I saw her. I walked in. She was like the first seat, like right there next to the door. And so I locked eyes with her, and I sat across the room. But I was like, I want to sit next to her. So the next day, that seat was open, and I sat there, started talking to her, and yeah, tried to get rid of her a couple times, but just locked in. Fucking, there's something about it. Chemistry, you know. So she's.
You're still together now.
Yeah.
It's been almost 10 years, probably.
8. Yeah, she's a good girl. Loyalty. Can't buy that shit. Didn't expect it either. You know, what are you gonna do? Like, I felt bad for her. I was like, go ahead. I mean, it's gonna come sooner or later. You know, I learned my lesson with my parents. Like my mom and my dad, they got together super young too, but they had a kid young. Like I think my mom, first sister, like 16, 17. So like, that was like as if right around the same time, and they separated whenever I was 5. Because like, you know, my mom just wanted to go explore more. So like, that's what I wanted for her. You know, it's like a couple times in our relationship, I was like, yeah, go. But it just didn't work out. It kept fucking gravity.
Wow, that was pretty shrewd on your part, because like, if you watch the show like Teen Mom, for example, a lot of times it doesn't work, obviously, or when people get together young, and that's what happened with OJ and Nicole. They met when she was young, and she's like, I need to find out who I am. And usually the guy will get jealous, it doesn't work, they break up. But you were just like,
I see
go check it out. Yeah,
like I see it coming.
Yeah, you're pretty savvy.
You're gonna use this excuse later, so go fucking do it.
Do it, yeah.
You know, that's
yeah.
Because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the excuses later.
Not so, Victor. Not so bad.
But you know, it's probably not. It's not all sunshine being.
I mean, who knows what the future holds? But still, it's very.
I did my part.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I see it coming. I know how people are. It's not your fault. You're just a human. You know, fucking. It's monkey shit. It really is. It's curiosity and sexuality. Fucking. I know what I want. I know what I want to do. You know.
Are you the kind of person who has it all figured out? Do you think?
Yeah, even when I'm fucking up. Even it's like I'm aware of why, the entire reason of why it's not going good, but yeah, right. I guess that's technically still figured out. I think that's the
Got an answer for everything.
Yeah, like I thought I'd be more scared having a kid.
Well, I remember we were here at the Drone Box open mic probably a year ago, maybe a little bit more, and you had just heard the news that you were going to be a father, and you were talking about it, and I thought you were joking. Because you're not, you're kind of young still.
Yeah.
And then at the end you were like, I remember it was the second time you were talking about it, but you were like, whatever guys, I'll figure it out. All right, thanks. And then like I was just like, yeah, he probably will figure it out.
The way I keep thinking about it is like my mom still doesn't know English. Like she's fucking 40 years in America. She figured like she raised 4 kids and we're all alive.
Also, what about every single person who's been born since the beginning of time?
Everyone figured it out. Like they just figured it out. Go with the flow.
Yeah, that's
Fucking
the trick, right?
Make sure you don't starve and go with the flow. Do what you feel is right. Hope that your morals are, in line, and they're not always gonna be. Fucking, I'm not a good guy, but fucking haven't killed anybody. Follow the laws of the land, all that type of shit.
Does going with the flow ever not work out?
Yeah.
Oh, Dirk is telling us to be a little quieter. Well, hey, then can you guys be quieter in the other room so we can hear each other? Right?
It's not, we're not the lovely audio.
I don't know, man.
Isn't there like a scientific decibel?
It's different for everybody.
Okay. Well, this is quiet for me.
Yeah.
This is fun, dude.
Yes.
Thanks for inviting me out. I've been wanting to do this for a while.
Yeah, I know. You always remember the name of the show.
Mhm.
A lot of people that don't even know what it is when they come. So I'm sorry it took so long to get you on, because
It's okay.
you've actually been on the list of guests for a while. But it's one of those things where the weeks pass.
How long have you been doing this?
2 years
That's
and some
cool.
change. Yeah, wow.
Like every other week?
Every week.
Every week for 2 years.
Yeah.
That's good.
What's the thing? You do something every week, and pretty soon you've done it for 2 years.
Fucking A. So I bet you have like devoted like watchers and shit.
Probably. There's
You
some.
ever talk to any of them?
Yeah, sometimes.
People who like watch every
Uh-huh.
episode and shit? That's
Yeah.
cool. They like it. That's really good.
It's just, yeah.
You take up someone's time.
Yeah, it's a
their
little
free
weird.
time.
The attention, though.
Mm-hmm.
Feels great.
They're really invested in this shit. 2 years in.
I don't
Anybody's like, I've been listening since the beginning. People say that shit.
know. They don't have to.
But they say that to you.
They can comments on YouTube.
Yeah? Okay, so you got it on YouTube too.
Yeah.
Is it a podcast?
Yeah.
So the audio.
Strip that.
Is it on iTunes?
Yeah.
No shit.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that.
Well, so you didn't know that much about the show. You knew the name, though.
I knew the name. I knew it was on Dronebox.
Yeah. That's all that
Cool,
matters.
man. That's what's up. 2 years. Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's about almost as long as I've been out here. I
From
moved out here about 3 years ago.
Dallas, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Deep in the heart of Texas, or like Metro Dallas?
That is the heart of Texas. You know, our capital's in Austin, but everyone knows it's Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Chuck Norris hangs out. So,
You grew up going to the Texas State Fair? State Fair, Texas.
yeah, it's one of my titties is devoted to fucking, just the fat from that. It's fucking from the turkey legs and the fried shit and fried Oreos.
They give an award every year for the best fried thing. I thought it would be the same as every other state fair, or any other. No, it's way better.
We have a big man, like a
Yeah,
big
big
metal
Tex.
man. And the fairgrounds, man, it's really, there's a pride to it. Something else. I kind of miss that. I don't miss
Being-
everything though.
Being a Texan,
I miss like,
don't mess with Texas.
yeah,
Kinda.
you know, not wondering whether or not I'm going to be like the victim of a mass shooting because everyone's fucking got guns over there. Like, there's not as many. They happen, but it's not as many. It's hard to get away with that shit just because everyone else in the room has a gun. So you know, mass shoot like 2.5 people before someone starts some shit with you back because, you know, it's a fair game out there. Miss a little bit of that, especially now that I have a family. It's like, man, I want an arsenal. Fucking protect this little bastard. But
Did you come out here just to do comedy?
yeah.
Or did you secretly come out here to do comedy? You like made up some excuse, like, I'm
No,
gonna go to school.
No,
and
everybody
then-
knew. Everybody in my family knew I was coming out here to do comedy. I went to Vancouver to do film school, and I was secretly going up there to do comedy too. Like I was doing that every night, and I fell in love with it a lot more than makeup for film and television. So, but I came out after that. I dropped out of that, and I told everyone I'm a comedian. Saved up money, and I came out here. Not just comedy. I'm down to be actor or whatever. I'll take I think about like career arches. I'd like to live like, who's good, who's killing it right now? You know, like an average one, like an average career, like a super, just like you're not going anywhere, but you're also doing your dream, you know?
Just to get some of them residuals you kind
Yeah.
of live off of.
Someone I really like, god damn it. You know, any of those
You
guys.
want to be a guy somebody can't name.
Right? It's like, he's so great. You know, he's like, probably, he's rich, famous, but probably not Illuminati, right? That's what they think. Yeah, but then again, I also, I'm like, you know, I'll give up my kid's soul. Like, if that's what it takes to get Kardashian level shit. I feel that. But that's that Spaniard shit in me. I think that's what that is, that conqueror shit. Leave your name, leave your fucking, all that shit. Beyond your death and all that. Like, it's supposed to matter, but I can kind of feel it, you know, like it's in there.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Well, you also did, oh, what's up, Kenny? You also kind of maybe jump-started or kind of skipped the cheat code for your comedy career by having a kid, because eventually, if you're doing comedy long enough, you're going to have a lot of material about being married and having kids, because that's what's relatable to like the majority of people. So see, you're kind of getting a head start, right? Like,
All my
kids are
favorite-
crazy,
yeah,
you know?
All my favorite comedians got funnier after they had kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, Louis C.K. for sure. Like
His whole thing is that he's a dad.
yeah, he makes a whole everyone in his audience. He's famous because he knows how to make people feel like they're 40-year-old fathers.
Yeah.
Because that's what I feel like whenever I'm watching him. Like, oh, I feel like fucking tired. Fucking, he's good at that. That's what comedians do. We put people in like a trance.
Yeah.
And like make them feel like us. It's not easy.
You take them on a journey.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard because you got to know where to go. Who knows where they're going?
You got to understand what kind of train this is.
Mm-hmm.
It's yours, right?
That's right.
Metaphorically speaking. How long have you been doing comedy?
Stand-up's a year and a half, and I take breaks and stuff. I'm not every night. Like, I wish I could go out every night. Sometimes I do. I'll go for a couple weeks. I'll go for every night. Year and a half, but I've been doing.
It's not good for you.
Other.
It burns you out.
Yeah.
I did that, and I was like, this is sad. Because what are you talking about? You don't live. You don't have stories. What are you gonna be on? What is like? What are you gonna do? Joke about? I mean, you're gonna make your friends laugh because you hang out with them all the time. But like, what's your perspective? Shit, fucking parking.
Yeah. Yeah. Things that only happen when you're hanging out in like the dirtiest parts of Hollywood late at night.
Yeah. No, it's not good for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I'd do it if I was getting paid to do it every night.
Oh yeah.
I understand the road people because they're doing it every night because, yeah, it's the money part aspect.
But
they
can
admit
that's
it's
just
not
the
good for
time,
you.
not the yeah. Well, I was last week. You were there. We're at the mic for phone, the open microphone on La Brea. And there's this guy. He's like, yeah, you know, I try to get up 7 times a week, 3 nights on this night or whatever. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, you should also probably dedicate some time to meeting a girl and getting married and having kids so that you can draw on those experiences.
Go to a zoo, like fucking.
Yeah, right. Like go
to the
live
library.
a little bit of life.
I like my chick because she'll look up shit like that to do. She'll go. We went to like I think it's every first Tuesday of the month. Museums are free.
With your EBT card, you get to museums for free too.
Really?
Any county museum.
No shit.
Good stuff. Natural History Museum. Each card is good for 2 people too.
What?
So if you guys both have them.
And he's 5 months, so he's free to everything.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Good job.
Oh yeah.
Fucking look that up. I didn't know that. County.
Go Google like free museums.
Hmm.
But I know Natural History is on. Tar pits.
Yeah.
Good stuff. LACMA, but not the special stuff. You're not going to see Stanley Kubrick's underpants or whatever crap.
No,
is in
I don't
there,
even
but
know what's out there. I know I do want to go the Museum of Death. You seen that?
Yeah, I used to work there for a little bit.
That's right.
Yeah.
What happened?
I'll tell you off the air.
Yeah.
It didn't work out. And then I didn't do anything, and they didn't do anything. It didn't. It was cool. I learned what I was going to learn there. You know, it's
I want to go.
yeah, it's worth going for, and it was cool to go to a place that people pay to go to, like get paid to go there, like spend all day there. But I worked there for a month, and that was enough.
Just a month, huh?
Yeah, you get the
I
get
can't
the
handle a
picture.
regular job anyway.
You
Bosses, schedules, man.
You do Uber and
Yeah.
Lyft.
Uber, mostly Lyft.
Lyft is better.
Uber's my just in case something happens on Lyft. But yeah, Lyft is my main money. I'm gonna look more into delivery, food delivery. I'm not into waiting in line and people complaining about cold food and shit, but I'm getting tired of people in my backseat. It's kind of draining. Same conversations.
Yeah.
Where are you from? Oh, I see. It says you're a comedian.
You tell your passengers you're a comedian?
It's in my description.
Victor, that's a. They're gonna tell me a joke.
Yeah.
What do you say?
I always tell them I'm not that type of comedian.
It doesn't
I
work
say
that way.
The things I say don't translate. I'd have to be facing you. I'd have to be yelling, and it just doesn't work.
You say, tell me a joke, but come to one of my shows.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
2 drink minimum.
It's never
Yeah.
worked. Fucking, I've given 2,000 something
right.
rides, and not a single one of them's like, yeah, I'll come to your garage, driver guy.
Well, yeah, let's talk about that, the garage mic.
You like it?
I love it.
How many times? You've been like twice now?
3.
3 times?
Yeah, so the garage mic is your actual garage where you park your Lyft car in Koreatown behind Food for Less.
I think it's South Koreatown.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was going to be Koreatown.
It's like there's Koreans,
yeah.
but I think it's like true Koreatown is somewhere around Olympic and Vermont. Or
Yeah,
something
a
like
little
that.
south, but
Or-
in the zone.
But yeah, I'm like, I like to call it the asshole of Koreatown because
Yeah.
there's Koreans there. That you
Behind
can still tell.
Food for Less.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another Food for Less on Western in a slightly better, more prestigious part of town for an open mic.
Sunset.
Hollywood,
Yeah.
Sunset, and
Mhm.
Western.
And I get that a lot. People are like, yeah, I went there. And
No,
the
but-
garage is right there.
But it's actually a lot of fun. Comedians just come to your garage and talk.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets, I mean, you have to be there the whole time because you're hosting.
Like 2, 3 a.m.
And-
Sometimes 4.
Yeah, so I imagine, you know, it's been good. You get some reps in and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I don't mean to disparage it because I like it. And I've gotten some laughs there and I've gotten some not laughs there. But the things people talk about, they think it's like a group therapy, like an open thing. I don't know, maybe it was just the nights I'm there, but guys will just get up and tell their innermost personal things, weird fetishes, sexual deviances,
I could see that.
crimes they committed as
Yeah.
teens when they knew they could get away with
I
it.
think it's like a theme. Like automatically they get into this dirty place, I think.
It goes straight there though.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess like they feel like, you know, I made it this far, so I might as well just fucking. I don't know. There's definitely people who come to just like try their shit, but then anybody who comes, like anybody who I start to recognize, yeah, I can see how they're like that. I don't know what it is. I think it's still funny, so that's a version of comedy.
Have you just been like, you know, hanging out in the alley or whatever and heard anything that you were just like, "Ugh, I should not be giving a platform to this kind of.
Oh man, there was a guy. He's pretty cool. He's come like 3 or 4 times now. But
You don't
like
have to
the
give his
first
name.
time I met him, he was drunk as hell, and he'll know who he is if he's listening because he just started talking about how like his kink is rubbing his ass against other people's asses, and like bare ass. So, and I was like, and then he did it with somebody. I forgot who he did it with. But yeah, so that happened. I was like,
Secretly, or it's like,
no, he did it on stage. He was like, anybody
Okay,
want to come
got
up
it.
here and rub
Alright.
asses with me? And someone came up. I was going to do it for a minute. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. But he's like, no, but we got to take our pants off. I was like, no, I can't do that, man. Someone else came and did it. And so we were just like, I don't know, maybe like 9, 10, 11 people just sitting there. And then like half a dozen people fucking smoking and shit. And like, there's a dude rubbing asses here. I'm like, man, what am I doing? For a minute. You know, I was like, what's going on here? But I'm very open-minded and still a good time. I'm surprised it caught on. I knew it really, I felt pretty good about it whenever this dude that I watched in movies came by about like 3 weeks ago. From Mean Girls, you ever seen Mean Girls?
Yeah.
Danny Franzese, the gay best friend.
yeah.
He's a comedian now. He's doing shit, and I guess he said he's opening up for Tim Allen. So he came by, and he's like, and he knew my name before I was sure of who he was. And that's why I was like, what the fuck? This is crazy. Because, like, imagine, like, when the Mean Girls come out, like, almost exactly 10 years ago.
More.
So I was like 13.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine telling 13-year-old myself, like, hey, dude, you're going to live in Hollywood one day. And that dude right there, Lindsay Lohan's gay best friend, is going to come to your garage. And you're going to know, he's going to know who you are. Because he read about you and he heard about you because of your garage. And he's going to ask to get on stage and talk shit. And he's going to come again later, like, fucking, he's got me on Facebook now and liking my shit. I'm like, this is just so surreal to me. It's like, you know, I'm going to look, and I hope to build on that. Like, that's just cool. It's really cool. And he's a fun guy. And it feels good. I like that.
Yeah. Good to meet people.
It's like really, it's you know, it's hard because sometimes I'm like, are you making progress? You know, it's hard to show, especially to like people that like see that you're struggling. You know, people like my parents are like, why don't you just come home? It's really hard. Like, you're not wrong, but little things like that. I'm like, there's a reason you're still here. And you're doing fine. Like, you fit. I think that's the biggest part. Like, I would have known if I don't fit in. I didn't fit in Texas, and I was born there. And I think that if I moved back home, I'd have to move to Austin, which is like the weirdest part of Texas. So, So it's definitely saying something. But yeah, man. Where are you from?
Here in LA.
You were born here?
Yeah.
That's where my kid is now. He was
Yeah,
born,
wow,
he was
another
born
one.
on Sunset right there at, I forgot the name of the hospital already, but he was right there. Right across the street from the fucking Scientology Center.
Oh yeah, up in.
Sunset in fucking Vermont, yeah.
Are you figuring out, do you think? Fatherhood wise? Do you think you're figuring out?
Yeah, he's cool. Fucking, I'm so glad it was a boy. I would have been concerned about a girl. But like, yeah, he's got a good sense of humor. He's in the past like 2 months, he's developed in like laughing and being vocal and testing his shit, and he's funny. Like it's good to make him like I like it. He wakes up laughing. That's cool. It's interesting to see the development of it. For some, like if you think about it, you know, it's like brain is like a computer that doesn't know how to express itself, and it's like it was just dropped here, and he's just testing all these things out, and some of them aren't ready yet. You know, he doesn't have the muscles for some of the things he's attempting yet. It's pretty interesting to watch. And I grew up around kids. I've been an uncle since I was 5, so it's not completely unsettling to be like around children. That helped a lot, and yeah, it's not bad. I know English, so I'm a step ahead of my parents at my age. And but yeah, I mean, I'm not looking forward to like when they start getting all moody and shit, and when he's gonna test me, because there's gonna be like a dominance thing with boys, man of the house kind of shit. Do what I say, even though he's probably gonna be taller than me and shit. But it's pretty cool. I don't know how my dad did it. He's never like struck me or hit me, but I'm scared of him. Like, and it's good that like, you know, it's a good thing to teach with. It's a good teaching tool to be you know, feared. You know, to a certain extent, I think. It kept me out of a lot of trouble and helped steer me in the right direction. You know, even though I'm not doing what he wants me to do, like, I think I'm doing it in a style that's the best, like, you know, as far as a father can do, like, you know, responsible to some extent. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do all right up until the rocky. But that's not easy for anybody. So
Yeah, right. Yeah,
there's no book on teenagers. Shit.
Yeah.
They're fucking. I remember what it was. Even if it didn't make sense. It's chemical shit. It's all bubbling, jerking off and shit.
But then sometimes you meet a teen or you see like a kid, I went to high school a bunch, who were like really together through all that stuff. And were like really poised and all the adults liked them.
There's probably something wrong with them.
Yeah, right, they don't know anything.
That's what I always think about. Anybody who's ever on the surface really good, like you like people shitting on you or something. You rub poo when you're alone. I don't know, something like that, right?
Rub poo?
Yeah, like you just rub it. Probably, right? Like they probably do.
Sure. I can see that.
I could see that. They
No
probably
way.
fucking skin cats because they're fucking sociopath or something. That's how I justify people who fucking seem to have things figured out. And it's usually fucking true. Like anybody on that level, like just success, like it just means in the pendulum of things, when you swing the other way, it's just gonna be fucking harsh. It's just because we don't see it doesn't mean you're not a freak like everyone else, you know? But
Do you think everybody has that yin and yang inside of them?
absolutely.
And do you think it's equal parts? However much somebody is one way, they are the other way?
Mm-hmm. I think so. But like, it's a relief to look at things like that, but it's also nature, and it reflects in everything. So, anybody who's ever that, you know, put together on the surface, on the inside, yeah, I usually I look at them like real closely. I'm like, are you fucking burning on the inside? I can see it, you know. A lot of concern when it comes to those. It's unfortunate, really, because some people are so great. I think about that a lot, like with like any time someone comes out, like Michael Jackson, right? It's just like it came to him so naturally. These beats and this love and this, like when people saw him, they'd cry, and they just want to touch him. But he knew, you know, like who knows how weird he is because of that. just the things that.
And the life of pain that had to go into making it. The Joe Jackson.
No childhood.
Yeah.
Touring and dancing and singing and, you know, the people that are supposed to be taking care of you are fucking pushing you in front of lights.
So
Shit.
juicy. That's what it's all about.
Whew. It's too much, man. It's not fair. That's the main thing. I really like my path because I was not steered to what I'm doing, even though it's not like the safest place, like safest thing mentally to do, like to pursue this. If you're doing, you know, comedy or anything of artistic right, you know, if it's really done right and like you devote your whole life and self to it and you're good at it, you could lose yourself and you could be destroyed. And that more often than not, that's what happens.
Well, the greatest people get destroyed. That's part of what makes it great.
Yeah, right.
That's the last thing you have to do is die young.
Fucking
Tragically or something.
Philip Seymour Hoffman. God damn it. Ugh. I'm like, I don't want to do heroin. But is that what it takes?
Sometimes you gotta do it.
Maybe when I'm 80 and I'm about to die, I'll try it. But unfortunately, it's too many people who care about me. I
Yeah.
don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So.
The kid's grown.
Yeah, right?
Just enough.
Something about it. But it's good to watch. It's a good example.
Hey, I wanted to ask you about those rings
Yeah.
you got on. So you got a lot of rings.
Mm-hmm.
Some people wear rings.
I've got others
That's
that
fine.
broke.
So you're an accessorizer.
Yeah.
At what age does accessorizing start?
For me, it was actually pretty young. Yeah. As early as I can remember spending money, I was buying jewelry. If not for me, then for like girls that I had a crush on and stuff. Like when I was
Wow, you're
little.
really horny, aren't you, Victor?
Yeah, dude, I started young. I was molested when I was like 5.
Oh, and
by
we're
my-
just getting at the end of the show,
yeah, I
man.
know, right? And it was like, yeah, my babysitter's daughter. And so like,
Babysitter's daughter did
Mhm.
it?
I was 5, she was 9.
Oh, is being molested by another kid not as bad than as an adult?
Yeah, because like looking back, it wasn't like traumatizing.
She
It's
didn't-
kind of hot.
wasn't
Like
malicious.
I'd hit her up now. Like it's.
But
cool,
it was because she got molested.
poor girl, right?
Yeah.
Well, who taught her her shit?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
What, was it light molestation?
Yeah,
or-
she would, okay. I remember this one thing she would do. She'd like put a drape over me, like
Uh-huh.
a thin like, you know, bed sheet, and then she'd like rub her body on me, and then like grab my little boy boner. Like I look like a ghost with a fucking heart on, and she'd fucking grab it, and then yeah, she'd do things like that, and then we'd make out and we'd dry hump.
Ooh.
And like her parents were real churchy, you know? And yeah, they just left us to play a lot. And, cause you know, 2 kids go play or whatever. Fucking, she'd do shit like that when no one was around. So like, it's unfortunate, cause ever since that, it's like, that's the fucking, my view of everybody is like, can I make out with that person? Like it sucks. Wish I could have been innocent for longer.
Yeah.
Just things I learned like from my kid.
How are you going to keep yourself from getting molested?
No
Happens to a lot of
babysitters.
people.
No babysitters.
Babysitters.
I had a nephew who died neglected from a babysitter. Left in this crib too long. So like anybody who takes care of a kid that's like not necessarily family, like immediate, they don't really care. Like not really. Not like they should. And it's not their fault. It's just they don't care.
It's a job.
You're not gonna give the attention and love that you would if it was your blood. And so I've learned that from several, you know, fucking from myself and from that, and from a million other horror stories I read about. I'm just like, I'm gonna do everything I can to keep my schedule open. His mom does waitressing, and I think it's plausible to like, it's, you know, we could probably keep our shit open until he's about in 1st grade. Like, what's that, 5, 6?
And then you can just park him in front of the TV, and that's.
And then after that,
Raise
you know,
himself,
I
they
think
get
he's
super
old enough
smart.
to tell me and to be honest and I think he's gonna be a big boy. Hopefully he'll defend himself, and my plan is to get him to be brutally aware of all the dangers. You know, parents try to hide you from it, but I just want him to be like, anytime he's gonna ask me why, I'm gonna tell him why. Not be like, I'll tell you later. No, I'm gonna tell you why, because you're wondering why. And anything you can't comprehend, you're going to. And I'll drill it home, and you'll understand whatever you're wondering. Because if you're not going to get it from me, you're going to get it from Google or your friends. You know, it's not like my parents kept completely kept me out of the loop. It's just there's some things that could have been avoided. I mean, I've never to this day had a sex talk with my parents.
Oh, no one has.
Right? Like you thought it would have happened. They tried to ask me, but I ignored it because I was shy. You know, what are you gonna do?
Well, Victor, you love your outlook and perspective. It's very positive. I do think you kind of do have it figured out as much as anyone can.
Right?
So I want to ask you, maybe this is an easy question to answer. Maybe the answer is so simple it's right in front of you, maybe it's not. How do you keep optimistic and positive and keep going and go with the flow?
I just keep reminding myself I don't have the, I'm not like, I don't have the heart to kill myself. So, you know, fucking, it's not even an option. Like, you know, all the options, like, there's nothing else I can do but continue forward. And I'm not necessarily cynical, you know. I think that's like really when your fucking childhood dies, when you just give into that, like every day, every moment and shit, and start hating young people. I'm hoping I don't grow into that, but we'll see. I don't think I'm as optimistic as I was like a year ago or when I was like 5 years ago. But as far as like just like keep smiling and like staying somewhat
Already you're
cheery,
saying, I gotta smile.
like, you know, keep enjoying the things I enjoy, even though I probably, like, you know, I do them too much sometimes. I like, you know, chocolate and weed, jerking off, and good movies and things that make me tingle and good music. I look forward to things like that. And anytime something's going bad, or I fucked up, or you know, didn't prepare, or someone died, or some shit like that, it's just, I don't know. I mean, I realized that I knew this even before I could articulate it, that it's a good thing. It's a wonderful thing to feel that. It's a spectrum, you know, and it's a blessing. Like, anytime I cry, I'm like, this is so great. Like, I'm thankful that I could feel it. Some people who are born autistic that fucking can't comprehend emotions. It's sad. It's unfortunate, but, you know, they're given a superpower or something, right? Like, they're usually good with math or something, but yeah, usually that's what keeps me going. But even that is like a cheery way to look at it, right? I don't know. I think it's like a curse, because my girl, she's like depressed, like severely depressed, and she hates everything, and but she hasn't killed herself, but she thinks about that more than I do and shit like that. And I don't know. I mean, everyone's different. I guess I'm really glad that fucking I got that. I don't know where it came from. But what was the question?
Exactly. Victor, thank you so much for coming by the show. Thank you all for tuning in. Until next time, this is Adam Papagan reminding you that there's a place you can go, and it's your mind. Good night. Yeah, What's up, man?